Hello, Jeremy Harper here. Today I want to talk about getting a mortgage whilst on maternity leave, a really common scenario where we're seeing a lot of people where perhaps they're pregnant or their bub's just arrived and they need some financing. Perhaps they're looking to upgrade and expand their home that they want to live in as a family because they've outgrown that, or perhaps they're just looking for another investment property whilst they are on maternity leave. So what are some of the key things we need to think about? Well, one is it's quite common that banks will support this scenario. A lot of people have this fear that if I'm pregnant or if I'm on maternity leave, I'm locked out of borrowing. But what the banks are looking for is understanding, okay, what does our serviceability look like when we do return back to work? And there's a couple of key things to think about. It's the timing. So generally banks want to see that you're either, depending on the credit policy of the bank, you're returning back to work within the next 6 to 12 months. And then looking at what is your expected schedule look like. Are you going to be returning back 3 days a week, full time, 4 days a week, and then pro rata and use that end serviceability to ensure that we can service the loan that we're trying to borrow today. And then looking at if there's a shortfall over that period whilst we're on leave, that we've got sufficient savings to cover off that just as part of responsible lending, understanding that perhaps we've only got one income or reduced income over that next 6 to 12 month period. If that's the case, then we've got the savings there to cover off that shortfall so that we can draw down the loan, maintain those repayments before we return to work and get that